everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this party mansion. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and we'll also have a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. So like I said, this is called a party mansion. This build is done on a 50 by 40 lot in Del Sol Valley, and it came in at 388,270 simoleons, and it has 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. Now I have actually just built this, like I just finished doing it a few minutes ago, so I actually haven't fully edited this video because I am running a little bit out of time and just a little bit behind schedule. So I actually haven't kind of fully edited the video, and as you may know, I do go back through the build once I'm finished to go back through and see if there's any packs I can take out the build. So for example, if I just use one item from one pack, I'll just go ahead and take that item out just to reduce the pack list of the build, and just to make it a little bit easier for you to download, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet, so I can't really say the amount of packs I've used today because I've pretty much used all of them so far, and I still need to go back through and take out the ones I don't need, so I can't actually really tell you what packs I used, but if you do go to the gallery, it tells you there. And also as well, this build does have 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, just to mention that. So this build, I suppose it's a little bit different for me. It's very modern looking, and it's not so much a family home either. I can imagine like young people living here, like a bachelor sort of build, and that's what I'm doing in this one. And it's really nice to do something a little bit different. This idea has been requested a few times in the past, and it's also something I've just had on my ideas list for a while, and I thought instead of doing another suburban mansion today, we'll go ahead and do something different. So that's what we're doing here. So there's a lot of kind of other things about this build in terms of like activities, other than, you know, just the 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. So we'll kind of start outside. So there's a huge kind of pool area that has its own hot tub, lots of seating, and also the loungers from Island Living as well. And then there's also a kind of a big sort of back porch area as well, where there's a barbecue area there which has like a bar built into it, as well as lots of outdoor seating. And then there's also kind of like an outdoor sort of like I don't even know how you describe it, like a dance floor kind of party area, and there's like a stereo booth thing there for the DJ. So you can have like outdoor parties, which is really nice because, like I said, this is in Del Sol Valley, so I thought it would be a really nice idea for that. And then there is actually sort of like a little guest house sort of thing in the back as well. I didn't actually make that into a guest house. I actually made that into another living room, just as kind of somewhere separate, and it also has a few other activities in there. Of course, another bar. I kind of have a few of those around the build because I think it, you know, fits really nicely with the theme. There's also a chess table in there, an easel, and just a few other random activities for your Sims to do. And then there is actually a huge basement area. It's absolutely ginormous, so there's tons of stuff down there. There is another 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms there. There is a huge bowling alley with 3 bowling alleys, I guess, and also another bar area down there. There's also a couple of seating areas. There is another kind of DJ booth and dance floor room. There's a cinema room which has its own little kitchen area, and then there is also a study room down there as well. I wasn't going to put one of those in today's build just because I thought, you know, it's not so much like a family home where they need to do homework and stuff like that in there and use the computer for that, but I thought, you know, it is still kind of an idea to put in the build and something that you may need as well for your Sims to use, so I thought I'll go and include that in the basement. And yes, so that is pretty much all the stuff in this build, I think. There's probably a few other things here and there that I've missed. Oh, there's actually a gym as well in the garage at the front of the build. It's just a little one, but you know, has enough equipment in it. And also as well, even though that the basement, you know, is still pretty big, there is still a lot of room left to expand on it. So if that 5 bedroom number or 7 bathroom number isn't enough for you, then there's more than enough space to go ahead and do that in the basement area. And I really think that's a good idea when I include basements, because it makes it so much easier for you to then expand on the house if you need to, because I've said this before, but with basements you don't really need to think a lot about the exterior walls, what's surrounding it, and what the floor plan looks like for like the exterior, because it really doesn't matter. So you can just expand it wherever you want really, and just wherever a room fits and just put it in. So we're just working a little bit more on the exterior here. I have tried to keep a little bit more order in today's build instead of kind of just doing things really, randomly. So I just went ahead and tried to do most of the exterior I could before I then went and did the kind of down floor, well, the first floor of the home, and then I did the basement and then the upstairs. So it's kind of like, still a little bit odd, but it has a bit more order than doing like the pool area, then the bedroom, then the bar area, then, like the kitchen or something. So it's a little bit more ordered. And also as well, I've went for like a very sort of interesting colour scheme in today's build. So you can see from the exterior, I did go ahead and use kind of like really sort of like basic paints, which I don't actually use a lot on builds because I feel like, because I have no texture in them, sometimes it looks a little bit weird than, like using siding or something. But I do think that I have a really nice idea, like it fits really nicely for modern builds, so I went ahead and did that there. So on the exterior, it's a combination of purple paint, sort of like a more beigey sort of colour, and also that kind of panel in there, as you can see on the interior wall too of this room from Get Together. So just kind of a combination of different things to make it a bit more interesting. And then I did go ahead and do a few sort of glass roofs, and there is actually like an actual glass roof in this room right here where that piano is. There's also some of those little glass panes, like the crystal clear items from Island Living, and I did go ahead and do that on the roof of the build. And I also went ahead and put a few solar panels up there, just as another random decoration really. It doesn't, well, it's a debug item after all, so it doesn't actually have any purpose, but I just thought I'd go ahead and include it. And I did actually have a bit of trouble in actually accessing the debug menu today for some reason. I don't know if I included it in the footage or if I took it out, but for some reason the debug menu wasn't loading up for me. So I did, the bb.show hidden objects, I did bb.show live edit objects. I tried, putting test and cheats on again in case I missed that. But I actually think it was a problem with either MC Command Center or UI cheats. Now I thought I had the updated versions of those, but maybe I don't, unless it is actually a problem with those mods rather. I don't know. Let me know if you've had that problem before, or if I've just forgot to update them, which knowing me, I probably have. But yeah, so this right here is the living room area. Like I said, there are two living room areas in this build, and that guest house in the back of the lot, and also this one right here. And this living room area, it's not the biggest, and it actually, well, I mean, it is still got a lot of seating in it. It also has a separate fireplace, and it's also, as you can see, in the entrance of the build as well, which I don't always do. Sometimes I do kind of sort of like separate it off, I suppose, but it's all kind of open in today's build. And then also, I forgot to kind of mention a little bit about the kitchen. So the kitchen area is huge. So it's got like the piano area where the glass roof is. It's got the dining table area. It's got a few other seating areas here and there. And it also has a big bar there too. So again, another bar. But that's probably one of the main ones, since it is like a 4-tile one rather than the 2-tile ones. And also the bar, you would have seen how I did like a half wall, just to kind of sort of separate off the area a little bit, but also to be able to use a half wall to put the bar against it as well. Because sometimes, big rooms like that, I do kind of want to fill up, like without having to separate it off into separate rooms, because sometimes it doesn't really work that well with window placement and things like that. But the half wall kind of, made that happen a little bit easier. And anyways, well, I totally forgot to mention that at the beginning I was saying how I was kind of a little bit behind schedule. Now, videos this week have been a little bit sort of all over the place in a way. Normally I do try to upload on Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays, and recently, well, actually I started doing this a little while ago. Well, I've always done, mansions on a Sunday, and then I started kind of doing it on Friday and Sunday, which for a while worked until I kind of realised how that may have been a slight mistake, because it is a lot of work, even though builds don't take me that long in general. Like this build today took me less than 2 hours to do, but there is still a lot of other things going into it, and because it is such a big lot, it does kind of take a little bit more planning time as well, which I don't always include in the build time itself, because it's not actually, me recording it. I have to do a little bit of prep as well to think of what I'm going to put into the build. So there are other things that go on, even though I do 2 mansions a week, it is still a lot sometimes. I have a few other things going on this week as well, which meant that I have been a bit behind schedule. So I missed yesterday's build. So what I thought I'd do was, instead of doing, another mansion today and make up for Friday, and also tomorrow is Sunday, so, there'll be 2 mansions, I thought I'd just go ahead and upload today, which, I mean, hopefully is Saturday, because it is kind of late in the day for me now. I'm not too sure if I'm going to get this build up today, so, you might actually be seeing this on Sunday, but I thought I'd go ahead and upload this on Saturday, which I don't always do, and you're kind of getting the build from Friday and Sunday together. Anyway, so we're just working a bit on on the basement area here, as you can see. And also I did go ahead and use a lot of Machino stuff in today's build. I did do a few Machino builds when the pack actually came out, so I did the penthouse and also the mansion with the pack, which is actually on the same lot as this, I believe. Anyways, but since then, I thought, you know, since it is a new pack and maybe not everybody will have it, I've kept it out of all my builds, but I thought that this build today kind of fits really nicely with the Machino theme, and I kind of thought that it works really well with how kind of this build maybe for slightly more richer sims. There's just a lot more luxury in it as well, and I think Moschino stuff kind of works really well with that. And I know I have just been saying Moschino before. I know this was something that I found out I was actually saying it incorrectly, but I'm still kind of so used to saying Moschino that I keep saying like that. But anyway, so I did use Moschino stuff today, but as I said, I haven't used it since the pack actually came out, so it was nice to use it for a change and just include some new items. And also as well, I totally forgot to mention about the solar panels. I did see how it was slightly a bit of a random object because it is a debug item and it kind of doesn't work that well, but I was actually thinking when I was placing it, and I totally forgot to mention this, is that I kind of thought that since this house is so expensive and there's so much kind of like electricity being used in this build, because you've got all this sort of you know, the cinema rooms, you've got the bowling alleys, you got, you know, just everything, and all like the DJ stuff and all the lighting and everything. So I thought it'd be nice to include solar panels as maybe like a slight eco sort of friendly way to this build, because I imagine that maybe, you know, the people that live in here using all this electricity with all their partying might get a little bit kind of guilty about how much stuff they're using. So I think that was just a little touch to add like a bit of a slight eco theme, and I think it works really well with the modern theme as well, so I did go ahead and do that. And yeah, so now working on some of the bedrooms. Now there isn't any specific themes for the bedrooms. I did, you know, do a few kind of more colourful ones here and there, like the purple ones and stuff, but in terms of personality, I did keep them neutral because I actually wasn't really too sure what type of family would live here, because I don't even think it would be like a normal, you know, family, and would it be like a bunch of friends or anything. So I just thought it'd be best to leave all the rooms neutral today and just include colour here and there, so that's what I did. And this room right here, I don't know if this would be the master room. I'm kind of a little bit torn on what would be the master room today, because some of them do have an ensuite bathroom and some of them that do have the ensuite bathroom are fairly small, but this one has a balcony and it is fairly big, but it doesn't have an ensuite bathroom, so I'm not really too sure what would be the master room today, but I'll just leave that up to you to decide. But like I said, this one does have a balcony on the back of the build here. There's one at the front of the build as well, and also at the side. The balcony that's at the side of the build, that actually has another barbecue area and a bar area again, and also another outdoor seating table there as well. So there's lots of outdoor space. I wanted to make sure I did that really well in today's build because of it being in Del Sol Valley in the pinnacles. So I thought it'd be a really nice idea to kind of, you know, make sure the outdoor stuff is really good today. So that's what I did. Well, I mean, I hope it is good. And yeah, so we're pretty much finished with the build here. We've got most of the stuff in. We're just doing a few more outdoor activities and finishing that stuff off, and then I've got to do the guest house thing at the back of this gym, and then we're pretty much, well, that sounds like a lot left to do, but it's not really a lot. And also as well, I didn't go ahead and include the footage of me putting the solar panels in, and I don't think I included the footage of me putting the glass roof panels in either on the roof, because that was with the kind of glitch I was mentioning before with my mods, so I just stopped recording and didn't actually start recording again to do that bit. Also, just another note, again, if you have any more suggestions that you want to see with Realm of Magic, because that is coming up really soon, and I do have early access, well, I don't have it right now, but I will be getting early access for the pack. I can't say what date I can actually start sharing my videos, but it is coming up soon. So if you do have any other ideas for builds or videos I could do with the pack, then let me know, because I am really struggling for build ideas this time. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but Realm of Magic wasn't really on the top of my want list, I suppose. I'm happy we're getting it, but it just isn't something I've really like thought long and hard about it, because it's just not really my playstyle. But I'm really excited to try it out though, so if you do have any more ideas about what I could do with that pack, then let me know. We'll be coming up on the screenshots in just a second, so I really hope you enjoyed today's speed build. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. You can go ahead and download this build from the gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and like I said, there will be a download link as well in the description, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!